Okay, let me see. Okay, hopefully our recording is working. All right, so we're still talking about conversions all week this week. So yesterday we did our Google Notes and that was all about capacity. So all about liquid, right? We did customary and metric. We watched our metric brain pop. So today we're gonna watch the customary units on brain pop, and then on Thursday we're gonna watch a brain pop that's customary versus metric, both of them together. And then the chart that we're gonna do today, this is all about length. So yesterday we did volume, liquid. Today we're gonna do length, and it's got the customary and the metric. Because when we look at these questions, they mix everything all in together. So like the page we're gonna do out of your book today, it's got like length, volume, and weight all together. So we kind of just have to cover it all at the same time. So Torrance, you can turn that light off. I'm gonna put on the brain pop. And then while this is on, I'll pass out the little chart for you guys here. So we're gonna look at customary, and remember customary, that's what we use here in America. And it is a little more confusing to convert customary just because all the numbers are different. Like there's 16 ounces in a pound or 32 ounces in a quart. Whereas with the metric system, everything is like a multiple of 10. So let's see what they have to say all about customary. Okay. Hold on.
Hey there, and welcome back to the Mysteries of Life. We've got something extra fun for you. That's right, Wendy. My grandfather brought over from Wales 100 years ago. Let's see, looks like we'll need 4 grams of butter, 9 scruples of flour, 6 3/4 gills of potato. What the heck is this? Dear Tim and Moby, I know all about the metric system, but what about miles, pounds, gallons, and all that stuff from Angel? Well, miles, pounds, and gallons are all examples of customary units. They're a lot older than metric units, and they're based on the imperial system developed in Great Britain. Britain and most of its former colonies converted to the metric system during the 20th century, but in the United States, the old system stayed in place. Actually, most customary units are based on measurements used in agriculture and trade. For example, the acre, a unit of area, was originally defined as the amount of land that a farmer and his ox could plow in one day. Well, compared to metric units, customary units have a lot of drawbacks. In the metric system, every unit is based on hours of training. But in the customary system, pretty much everything is divided into fractions, not decimals. To master it, you have to memorize dozens of different units to conversions. Are you sure you want to know these units? You're not going to have to use them in science class or anything like that. All right, we'll start with length. The smallest customary unit of length is the inch. It's about the same as 2.5 centimeters. The next largest unit is the foot, which is 12 inches long. Most rulers are a foot long, and so are many submarine sandwiches. 3 feet equal 1 yard. American football fields are all 100 yards long. And finally, you've got the mile. It's equivalent to 1,760 yards or 5,280 feet. Long distances are usually measured in miles. Units of length are also used to measure areas and volumes. For example, homes are measured in square feet. And occasionally, you'll see volume measured in cubic inches or cubic feet. Right, there are other ways to measure volume too. One of the smallest units of fluid ounce. 16 fluid ounces equal 1 pint. 2 pints equal 1 quart.
Good, you're gonna do after school.
4 quarts equal 1 gallon.
You know. what I'm gonna
Actually, there are a lot more units of volume. Many of them, like the teaspoon cup, are used in cooking. The cup is a half pint, 8 ounces, and teaspoons and tablespoons are each less than an ounce. Let's move on to mass. In the customary system, solid objects are weighed in ounces, pounds, and tons. Actually, an ounce is different from a fluid ounce, since one measures volume and the other measures weight. A slice of bread weighs about an ounce. There are 16 ounces in a pound. An NFL football weighs about a pound, while a bowling ball weighs about 10 pounds.
That's a good example.
Finally, a ton is 2,000 pounds. Needless to say, only very heavy stuff is measured in tons. And that, my robot friend, is the customary system of measurement. Now, let's see if we can figure out that recipe. Wow, you figured that on your own? I'm sure it's just as good.
So we definitely use customary for all of our cooking stuff. So any of your, like the measuring spoons or cups or all those things, you all are used to seeing those kind of things. Our rulers, you're used to measuring in inches. We talk about length and miles if you're driving somewhere. So these are all the units that we use here in America. Let's maybe we'll do the quiz real quick. Why not? I'll let Doja pick who gets to answer. Let's see. I'll let y'all see your points too. Okay. Okay. Canada was once a British colony. Based on the information presented in the movie, what can you infer about Canada? It uses customary system for virtually all its weights and measures. It has always used the metric system for its weights and measures. It once used the imperial system, but now uses metric. It once used metric, but now uses customary. You gotta be paying attention for that one. Don't call it out. Okay. Jaylene, what do you think? C? Oh, it doesn't tell us. Hold on.
Oh, you gotta do the other one. You gotta do the other review. Yes, the review one, not the grading. The grading is
Okay.
She picked C on this.
There you go. Good job. Yay. Yeah, so just like almost everywhere else in the world, they use the metric system now. It's just easier. Okay, it's 5 miles from Tim's house to Rita's house. Roughly, how long is this distance in feet? You could look at your star reference sheet right now, and I will tell you how many feet are in a mile. Or that actually the little chart I just gave you tells you how many feet are in a mile too. So about how many feet for 5 miles? And you're gonna have to estimate. You don't need to actually like work it out. Estimate it. What do you think? Okay, let's see. What do you think, Brock? D? No, because look, it says a mile is 1,760 yards. It's 5,280 feet in just one mile. So let's see. We're trying to talk about 5 miles. Bobby.
Yes.
You think A?
Yes.
Good job, because if there's about 5,000 feet, 5 times 5 is 25, and then you just add your 3 zeros. Good job. Okay, a tape measure contains exactly 6 feet of tape. How many inches? That should be easy.
Oh, that's easy.
6 feet is how many inches? That's your times tables. Colton. Don't shout it out, or I'll take your point. What do you think, Colton? D, 72. Because 6 times 12 is 72. Good job. Okay. Which of the following might be measured in cubic inches? The area of your bedroom, the volume of a canteen of water, the length of your arm, or the weight of an uncooked steak? What do you think? Cubic inches. You think A? No, because area is going to be like square inches or square feet. Remember? Remember when we do area and we write that little 2? That means squared. Cubic is when we write the little 3. That's a hint. Oh, Alexander. C? Did you say C?
Yes.
No. Y'all don't stop. Okay. Iona C. Cubic inches is what? B? Yes. When we're talking, remember I said, whenever we do area, we write the little 2. That means squared. When we do volume, you write a little 3. That means cubed. Okay. So cubic inches, that's volume. All right, let's see. A perfectly square cornfield has an area of 9 square miles. Which of the following is true? Each side of the field is 9 miles long. Each side of the field is 3 miles long. Each side of the field is 2 2/2500 miles long. Each side of the field is 900 feet long. And this goes right along with area, which we did like last week. So should be easy peasy. Cadadrian. C? No. She's not here. Alex. Each side of the field is 9 miles long? No, because then the area would be 81. 9 times 9 is going to be 81, right? Area is length times width. So if the area is 9, it would have to be 3 times 3. Come on, y'all. It's the area of a square right there. All right, a 1 liter bottle of soda is closest in size to which of the following? A pint, a cup, a pound, or fluid ounce? This should be easy. This is relative size. Ivan, which one is that going to be? A 1 liter bottle of soda. So like about the size of my cup. Good job. Good job. Which of the following is exactly 2 pints? 2 pints is what? What is 2 pints equal to? A quart. So which of these? So this is Tom and Moby's lemon batteries. We have your milk. We kind of gave the answer away. I shouldn't have said that. It's okay. We'll let somebody get a point. Jorian, what's the answer? Which one is 2 pints? It has the measurements on them. Yeah. Because it's a quart. Yeah. What is the major difference between an ounce and a fluid ounce? One measures weight, fluid ounces measures volume, ounces measure mass, fluid ounces measure weight. Ounces are much larger than fluid ounces, or fluid ounces are much larger than ounces. Torrance. What do you think? Pick something. D? No, they're both the same size. What do you think? Ounces measure weight, fluid ounces measure volume. Because a fluid ounce, we talked about it yesterday on those doodle notes. Fluid is a liquid, right? So fluid ounces measure liquid. Liquid is volume. Liquid, volume, capacity, all those things go together. All right, let's see. Okay, you're most likely to encounter measurements like cups and tablespoons when you're filling up a car's gas tank, measuring distances on a map, baking a cake, or buying milk. Don't shout it out. Justin. Yes, indeed. Yes. Whenever you're cooking, you're going to use those. All the time. Anytime you're using a recipe, you're going to use those. All right. Which of the following might measure weight in tons? A bathroom scale, a scale in a kitchen, a scale that weighs trucks, or a scale at your local veterinarian's office? Amelia. What? C, yeah. Listen. Oh, sometimes when you like are driving on the big highway, like on the interstate or something, you'll see a place and it'll be like a truck weigh station. Maybe you'll notice them sometimes, but you'll see like 18-wheelers pull over and they have to like drive their truck over this big scale to make sure that it's not too heavy so they don't like mess up the roads and stuff. So they have like these truck weighing stations. And yeah, that would be measured in tons. All right, well, we barely passed. We did okay. Okay, Torrance, you can turn the light on. And let's take a look-see at this little chart I passed out. So you'll glue this chart in your journal. You grab my journal. So this little chart's all about length. We've talked about all this stuff, but I figured why not just touch on it a little bit more. It's not going to hurt anything. You don't even have to write a title or anything. We might highlight some stuff on here, or if you just want to underline or whatever.
The units of capacity gallon looks more like a word.
Yeah. Okay, got that glued in? Some of y'all already had it glued in. It's not a big deal. If you don't have a highlighter, you can just underline some stuff. We're not doing a whole lot on here. Let's see, Alex, you're the helper today. Will you read this first part for us?
There are two different systems for measuring. You can use the customary system or the system. You want to be able to select your problem.
Thank you. So this is all about length. And when we think of length, we really think in the customary system. So on customary over here, it says an inch is the smallest unit in the customary system. So inch is the smallest, okay? An inch is about like as wide as my thumb, probably. About as wide as my thumb. And you guys, well, even on your star reference sheet, you have a ruler on there. So you can see exactly how big an inch is on there. And that's like when you have these questions that are relative size and like, what would you use to measure like your foot or something like that? You could say, okay, well, inches are that big. That would make sense. And that's as small as it gets. Like in the metric system, what's the smallest one? The millimeter. We can go ahead and highlight that. Millimeter is the smallest for metric. So an inch is about the length of a paper clip, and let's see, on our little card that's up there, can y'all see the picture for inch? It's got like a knuckle. That's the knuckle. But for millimeter, it says it's about the width of the tip on a sharp pencil, or like the width of a dime. And again, like that's on your star reference sheet too. If you look over here, the little lines in between the centimeters, those are millimeters. So those are a lot smaller than an inch. So in the metric system, you can make like more accurate measurements for small things. But in the customary, if I have something that's shorter than an inch, so let's say I wanted to like measure this, I would say, oh, that's what? What would y'all say? This isn't centimeters, it's inches.
About half inch.
A half an inch. So you would use fractions, and that's what they were saying on the little brain plot video too. So it's marked, like you can see that bigger line, that's a half an inch. And then you've got like your fourths and you've got your eighths. So like a couple months ago, we wanted to order blinds, like new blinds for our whole house. So I had to go around and measure all of the windows to the nearest eighth of an inch. And so you had to do like measurements at the top, the middle, the bottom. And so you had to be like, pretty precise, because they were expensive too. I don't want to mess them up. But so I was having to measure down to the closest eighth of an inch. But that's as small as you can get on this kind of a ruler. Okay, and then the next bigger thing we have is a foot. And you guys all know a foot is 12 inches. And it is, yeah, it's the length of a ruler, because a ruler is going to be a foot long. What do we have for the picture up there? It's like got a little, like a binder. You guys are familiar with a foot though. A centimeter is the same as 10 millimeters. That's on your star reference sheet, but also if you look at your little metric ruler, you can see that it's broken up into tenths. So it's easy to like write these as decimals. So if you're measuring in centimeters, and so like, let's say, I don't know, if I measured like this in centimeters, it's exactly 9 centimeters. But let's say it wasn't, like if it came to like here, then I could say, okay, that's 8 7/10 centimeters. Like I don't have to deal with fractions. I could just write a decimal. Okay, then next going up, so we had for customary inches, foot, and then we have yards. And a yard is 3 feet or 36 inches. And all of that is on your star reference sheet too. And that's math that you guys know how to figure out already anyways. And it's about the length of a baseball bat. Okay, and a yard and a meter are very similar. A meter is 100 centimeters or 1,000 millimeters. And remember I showed you guys like the meter stick. So this stick this is exactly a meter long, and it's like 39 1/4 inches. So a yard is just right there. So it's almost the same.
Just cut off like
Then our longest measure for customary is a mile. That's how we think here in the United States. We do like driving distances in miles. So really like any kind of question where somebody's driving somewhere is going to either be miles or kilometers. So this gives you the breakdown. A mile is 1,760 yards or 5,280 feet or 63,360 inches. You don't have to memorize those though, because they're going to always be on your star reference sheet. Okay. I don't even have that memorized. I don't know that off the top of my head. I don't remember that. It's a weird number to try and remember. Like, and you don't use it. You're not going to use it that often. Are you going to be asked how many yards are in a mile, like in your real life? So you can always like look at this sheet, to break it down if you need to. It's about the length of 17 football fields, but I think an easier way to remember it is like 4 times running around the track, like at the high school. And then a kilometer is 1,000 meters. And it's about 11 football fields, or it's like a little over 2 tracks, like running around the track a little more than 2 times. Anybody have a question about any of these? We've been talking about them. We're going to keep talking about them. Colton, you have a question?
But it's not about the length of a ruler, but it is the length of a ruler.
Well, you know, because sometimes they have like a tiny bit of extra space on both ends. You know how I always say like, start measuring at the 0 because there's like a little bit of space on each end. I guess that's what they're talking about. But yeah, I thought that was kind of silly too. Justin?
How many millimeters are in a kilometer?
Well, let's figure it out.
Oh, God. Oh, no. Why would you ask that?
No.
Here, let me.
Well, I'm gonna leave it on. Okay, so how many what?
Millimeters.
What did you say?
Millimeters.
Are in a what?
Not in a kilometer.
Or in a kilometer? So if I have 1 kilometer, so that's here at my K. So if I just write the number 1, that's a whole number. If I need to put a decimal with it, I just put it here, right? Because if I added 0 here, like that didn't change the value of that number, right? Okay, so he wants to go from kilometers to millimeters. So we just count how many spaces we're gonna make. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have my decimal, here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I put a new decimal there, and I fill it in with zeros. So now I can erase that decimal. I go 1, 2, 3, comma. So what's that number?
1 million.
1 million. So there's 1,000,000 millimeters in a kilometer. So why you asked, because I wanted to use the new things I put up.
What about a mile?
So see, well, this doesn't do miles though. So you can't cross over it's like millimeters is miles, because you can't cross over from customary to metric.
How many inches are in a mile?
It tells you on that too. What does it say?
63,360.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have a question? Okay. What's up? Go quick. Okay, y'all. We're gonna do a little bit out of the book. So it's page 643. I'm gonna let you guys come up and do some of these for points. So we started here with the letter notes of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I added 0. So you count. The base, that would have been if I would have started with meters, but he wanted to start with kilometers. So I started over here. Yeah. Okay, so page 643. You can go ahead and tear out page 645 too. It's gonna be homework, but we're gonna do like a few of them together. Ew. Oh, 643. I really like your water bottle. Where'd you get that? Really? Amazon has everything.
Okay, Amazon. Get them cheap items.
Okay.
Can we say this?
Sure. Okay, y'all ready? I'm gonna let Jojo pick some bunny. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. So like on these first couple, we're gonna just be doing like straight conversions, and then we're gonna start comparing like which one's bigger. So we'll have to do conversions to compare them, okay? And make sure you have like your star reference sheet because you're gonna need that on the whole thing, really. Raise your hand if you have a star reference sheet in your Right to Learn folder, like a take home one. Okay, not very many. Okay, y'all are good. Just curious. Okay. Okay, I'm picking somebody to come up for number 1. Owen, come on up.
Mhm.
That's 643 and 645. 643 we're working on right now as we speak. 645 is going to be homework, but I said there's a few questions on the back we're going to do together, so go ahead and just rip it out. And Owen's coming up for number 1. I'm not sharpening that right now. I don't know. Get what you need. If it's on the floor, take it. I don't know. All right, so we're trying to figure out, well, then get your stuff up off the floor. How many ounces are in 7 pounds? So he's multiplying by 16 because Owen is so smart. He knows that there's 16 ounces in a pound. So you guys can be doing this too. So 16 times 7. Well, y'all agree? That looks good to me too. Good job. So that'll be 112. All right, the answer's in 2. You can pick somebody for number 2. Okay, so now we're going from yards to inches, and you know the conversion for that. How many inches are in a yard, Adrian? 36 inches in a yard, okay? And you need to figure out 3 yards. That's right. He's gonna do 36 times 3. Oh, I don't know if we should use that yellow. Barrett put those markers up there. You can use it for this one, but we won't use them after that. They're expo markers, but they don't erase that great. Okay. So he got 108. Do y'all agree?
Yes.
That looks good. Good job. And
Wait, why do you do 36?
because there's 36 inches in a yard.
What did you do?
Yeah. Don't make us second guess ourselves. Did you get the same thing, Jaylene? Yep, you could have done that. Okay, you can pick somebody. But yeah, I'm gonna move the neon markers because especially like if our friends are watching at home, it's gonna be hard to see any of these.
Oh, we're still recording.
Yeah, we're still recording. Yeah, better act right. Come on, Torrance. So on these, we're comparing. So we're saying, oh, this one's a little tricky. We're gonna skip number 3 because our sheet does not have anything about tablespoons or teaspoons, and you're not gonna need that. So tablespoons are bigger than teaspoons, but we're not gonna do that one. So let's go to 4. So we're doing, which one's bigger, 16 ounces or 3 cups? So you need to figure out how many ounces are in 3 cups. Hold on. Do you know how many ounces are in 1 cup? Y'all tell him.
8.
So there's 8 ounces in 1 cup. So how many ounces are going to be in 3 cups? So show us that. Okay. So, okay, that's right. Can y'all tell me how many ounces are in 3 cups?
24.
Yeah, because if you do the 8 times 3, you're gonna have 24. Good. Good job. You can pick somebody. Okay, now let's go on down to number 8. On number 8, we're doing pints and quarts. Oh, and it kind of guides you through this a little bit. 4 pints equals how many quarts? Are pints bigger or smaller than quarts? Like, which one's bigger, pints or quarts? Quarts are bigger. If you forget, you could look at your gallon blot back there. Quarts are bigger. So they're showing you right here that you would say, because it takes 2 pints to make a quart. So what he did first was 4 divided by 2. That shows you that you're gonna have 2 quarts. Or 4 pints, 4 pints. Oh, that is your answer though, Justin. It's gonna be 2. So it wouldn't be 8, okay? Because yeah, it's gonna be 2. They're like guiding you through it.
I thought this said quarts and that's the pine.
Yeah. So really, they're just guiding you through that.
So the answer always will be at the bottom.
Yeah, these are actually pretty easy. Let's just talk about this next one. I'll let you pick somebody in just a second, but we're not doing the teaspoons and the tablespoons. Oh no, they have that in here. Okay, on this one, we're going from cups to ounces. Which one is bigger, cups or ounces? Okay, so see, we have to multiply because cups are bigger. So there's 8 ounces in 1 cup. So we do 2 cups times 8 ounces in a cup is what? Okay, and that's that. 16 ounces is also equal to 1 pint. If you wanted to make it simple. Okay, not doing that. They're big on the teaspoons. We're not doing the tablespoons. Let's do, okay, Justin, pick somebody for 13. Okay, so he's doing cups and pints, y'all, so help him out. So which one's smaller, cups or pints? Cups. So let's change pints into cups, okay? So 1 pint is how many cups? Let me show you my item. Yes, it's 2. Because remember, this is a pint and this is a cup. So I can fit 2 of these in 1 pint. So 1 pint, 2 cups. So 2 pints is how many cups? 1, 2. No, that's what 1 pint is 2 cups.
Oh.
Or just 1 pint. Two more cups. So how many cups do you get out of 2 pints? Yeah. So 2 pints equals 4 cups. So which one's bigger? The 5 cups, yeah. Good job. All right, you pick somebody. Okay, on the next one, we're doing tons and pounds. And you guys know, Bobby, you know how many pounds are in a ton? 2,000. Yeah, that one's pretty easy to remember. So if you have 2 tons, how many pounds is that? Yeah. Yeah. So 4,000 pounds is going to be more. Good. Pick somebody for the next one. So now we've got miles and yards. So this one you're gonna need some reference to see how many yards are in a mile. Can y'all tell him? There you go. So maybe write that down. 1,760 equals a mile. Okay, so if you have 2 miles, what do you think, Brock? So you could like use your estimating to kind of tell. But you could also work it out. You could do 1,760 times 2. Let's do that just to see how many yards. But he's doing it right now, so don't shout it out. Because then it's a waste of his efforts. So what did you get?
3,540.
So which one's bigger? That's right. Yeah. Good job. Okay, let's see. We have a couple more minutes. We'll get some more points. Let's do, okay, let's look at the homework pages. 645, but flip it over on the back, okay? So we're on 646, okay? Let's just do a few together. All right, so number 12 says, which measurement is not equal to a mile? So how many yards are in a mile?
1,000.
Okay, so I can mark that out. And how many feet? That's on the chart that we put in. What is it?
5,280.
5,280 feet. And then it said how many inches too, right? On that chart I gave you. So this one is incorrect though, because they put yards instead of feet. Okay. That one just would have been kind of hard to do at home without the chart I gave you. Okay, on number 13, because I don't want your parents to be like, this is going to be, you have to do it. So this is, we got teaspoons, but we're just gonna do it. And actually, I'm going to have you. So if you are watching our video and you're at home and you don't have a star reference sheet, then we're also, I'm gonna have y'all tear out page 642 because it's got a little conversion chart on it. So y'all don't get home and you're like, I don't know how many ounces are in a pound. So, okay, so let's just do this one. It says a recipe calls for 4 teaspoons of baking soda and 1 fluid ounce of vanilla. Which measurement is greater? So 1 fluid ounce, and I didn't realize that the chart was in, so I Googled it. But if you look on the little chart, it's on page 642 for teaspoon. Oh, and you know what's right? So this says, but when you guys have your tests and stuff, we're not doing teaspoons and tablespoon conversion. So that's why I didn't make us do it on the other page. But since this is here, we'll just do it. So this says 1 fluid ounce equals 2 tablespoons, but we don't need tablespoons. And a tablespoon equals 3 teaspoons. So 3 times 2 is going to be 6. So which one's bigger, an ounce or a teaspoon? Or 4 teaspoons? What do we need to do? 1 ounce equals 6 teaspoons. So 6 teaspoons is greater than 4 teaspoons, right?
So 1 fluid ounce is greater.
So the ounces are greater. So you can just write in 1 fluid ounce. Okay. Yeah, but y'all aren't gonna have to do teaspoons and tablespoons on the test, so don't worry too much about that. Like, don't worry about that. Okay, and then we're gonna look at, I have circled 14. I think just because it had to do with length. All right, a parking space is 20 feet long. Okay. Now take that truck is 6 yards long. How many inches longer is the parking space in the truck? So how many inches longer is the parking space than the truck? So I'm gonna be subtracting. And I need to go to inches, okay? Inches. So first, let me find how many inches are in 20 feet. So what do I need to do?
Multiply
Multiply what?
20 times 12.
20 times 12, because there's 12 inches in a foot. And I can do that easy by going 12 times 20 and just taking the 0 off the end. Remember? So we can just do that. So I can say 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 1 is 2, and then just put that 0 on the end. So my 20 feet equals 240 inches. And then I've got 6 yards, and how many inches is in a yard? How many inches in a yard? 36. Dailene's got it. 36. So I need to do 36 times 6. What's 6 times 6?
36.
36, carry the 3. And 6 times 3 is what?
18.
Plus 3 is going to be 21. So I've got 216. And it's good to write your stuff out like that so you can see like what equals what. You might get confused just having your numbers over here. So now we just need to subtract 240 minus 216. I can't do 0 minus 6, so I need to borrow. That turns to 3. What's 10 minus 6? 4. And then 3 minus 1 is? And 2 minus 0. And I need to put my unit there. So 24 inches. Okay, and so how do we do that one here?
I did it in a different way.
The same answer?
Yeah, I got the same answer.
Good deal.
Because what I did was 6 times 3. And then that equaled 18. And then
Feet.
the
And then
2
that
I
one's
converted into 24.
That works. And that's the fun thing with math is that a lot of times there's different ways to do stuff. And as long as they get you the right answer, then that's fine to do it that way. Just real quick, I'm not gonna do this one for you, but on 11, there's some extra information here. Says Miss Brown buys this 5-pound bag of potatoes. You know, Colton loves potatoes. There are 18 potatoes in the bag. How many ounces does the bag of potatoes weigh? What information is extra that I don't need?
18
It
potatoes.
doesn't matter how many potatoes in the bag, who cares? Because I know how much the bag weighs. So why don't you mark through that 18 potatoes, okay? Instead, I'm trying to get confused, so that's some extra information you don't need. Okay. Page 642 has a little chart on it here. Why don't you go ahead and tear that out so you can have it with you? Okay? So you have like a total of 3 pages torn out. Because 642, Colton, has the chart on it. So 642 has a chart.
This is a bad thing.
Yeah, you're not having to like Google everything at home, okay?
I'm sorry, I ripped off the truck.
But this is easier. So you've got like 3 pages that you're taking out. The one we did together, I don't need that back. You can just put it in your folder. So the page that says homework on it at the top, that's your homework page. Okay. Homework page. So you're doing this like 1 through 10, and then there's a few on the back we didn't do. On the front of the page, there's 10 questions right there, okay? And then on the back, there's a few, because we did, what, 3 of them together? And it's not due back till Thursday, okay? All right, so y'all can put all that in your take-home folder. We'll do our right to learn, and it'll be intervention time. You're at home and you have, so Camila, you have your book and everything at home. Same time working in here, and really, you're also at home, so if you do this, you can't do all the bookwork, you don't have the book. So you still need to get on the back path, and then you can get on the study island and get a blue ribbon each day. And we'll be checking exact count for attendance. You guys have a good day.